Giving a speech is easy as long as you know the 1, 2, 3 formula. By the end of this video, I am going to teach you how to create a great persuasive speech. Jerry Seinfeld once joked that when at a funeral, the majority of the people there would rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy. I'm John Arnott, and I'm here to tell you today that giving speeches is not that difficult. The trouble is, we're often afraid due to lack of preparedness. It's inevitable. As a business leader, you are going to be asked to give a speech. You're going to need to present an idea, present what your business does. These are things that you are going to have to do on a regular basis as a leader of a business. But I'm here to tell you, it's really not that difficult. In fact, there is a time-tested method of delivering great speeches that's been around since the beginning of literature. It's the simple 3-act play. Bear with me on this. In a 3-act play, it follows a very basic formula. You have the setup. Then you have conflict. Then you have a resolution. When you craft your speech, you want to follow the 3-act play formula. The setup is presenting to your audience what it is you want to share with them. The conflict is the challenge that they're having to overcome. You take them through the challenges and then you follow that with a resolution, which is your plan. The plan that you're there to share in your speech, what you're trying to articulate as your solution, well, that's the resolution of the conflict. And then at the end of that 3rd act, at the end of that resolution, you're going to paint a picture, a vision of what a world would look like if they implement the strategies that you're defining for them. So say you're sitting down to write a speech. You have paper, you have your iPad, you're doing something, or you're putting this together. What is it that you want to convey? In today's presentation, I am trying to convey that writing a speech is not that difficult. That is my intent. That is my setup. And then usually what you'll do in your speech is you'll express that intent or setup in a way that either you are capturing attention at the beginning or making people comfortable, that is telling a joke. So in that very first part of the speech, as you're sharing the initial setup, either you do something attention grabbing like a cliffhanger or make some sort of joke that will make them laugh. From there, you do a simple introduction. Maybe you acknowledge the person that introduced you. You thank the audience. Something there that transitions from that initial joke or that initial attention grabber to the latter half of the setup, where you get into some more detail about what it is that you're trying to convey or share, what it is that you're intending to communicate during your speech. Then you shift into the 2nd act. Introduce some conflict. Why is it so hard to overcome what it is that you're trying to share? Help them think through the conflict. Make it easy on that listener. Then the next piece of your speech, after you've done that, is really what you're going to be using as the body of your speech. And this is usually 3 bullet points that craft your plan. What are the 3 things that somebody needs to do to overcome the obstacle that you've shared with them to get them to take the action that you put in the setup of that? And then you go into your closing, which is still part of this 3rd act, where you are summarizing what you've said and then painting a vision of a future. Imagine this. Somebody asks you to speak at their event. Maybe it's a virtual event, maybe it's face-to-face. But you're going to be a keynote speaker at their event. Your business is teed up to communicate to all these people that likely could benefit from your solution. What are you going to do? You're going to get up there, you're going to follow this process, and at the end, you will have communicated the vision of a future to that audience of how they could benefit from the solution you provide, your plan, and overcome all the obstacles that they think are in front of them. I hope this is helpful. I hope you get some insights on how to create a speech. I do videos like this every week. If there is something interesting to you, I'd appreciate you putting some comments there. If you liked this video, Smash down the like button, and I'd love it if you subscribe because we're going to continue to create great content for business leaders like you. So I'd like you to do an exercise. Give this a try. Think of something that you want to communicate to your ideal customer. Set it up. Write down your setup. What are the obstacles that that customer needs to overcome? What are the reasons that customer thinks they should not do this? Write those down. Then craft your plan, your 3-step plan of execution to overcome those obstacles. And lastly, write out the vision of a perfect world for your customer where they took advantage of your plan and everything is great. And then get up and practice that in front of your team. See if the message you've created resonates. Work with your team and iterate through it. I think you'll find that this is a great exercise. And the more you do this, the more you practice, the more successful you'll be as a speaker.